Cox Crow on Irie Jam Radio.
Crystal, good morning to you, darling.
Well, good morning, Sin.
All right, so
Hey, Crystal, good morning to you, darling.
Well, good morning, Torvid. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, so Crystal danced into the studio, David. Danced into the studio. So I wanted you to take us back to your dancing days. You still dance?
I still dance time to time. I'm more dance in the house, okay. I could say. But I always say if the right opportunity prevails itself, I might pop out.
You might pop out.
I might pop out.
So do you still have the moves? Can you move freely? Can you do all the crazy things that you used to do before?
The only thing I could say I would have to work on is the split. That's what I have to work on that. But I can still move.
Besides that, you can do everything.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Now, how did growing up between Grenadian and Jamaican cultures in Brooklyn help shape not just your passion for dance, but your identity as a creative force?
So growing up, my mother was very big on history. My mother was very big on knowing your background, knowing your life, knowing where you come from. So she used to have conversations with my father and say, listen, even though we migrated to this country, we still want our daughter to understand what her background is, because we want her to know where she comes from. So at a very young age, my family took me to the Caribbean. So my first island I visited was Jamaica at the age of 6.
Okay.
So, it was a culture shock because, I'd never been to the Caribbean before, but I embraced it because I see the difference of life. So I saw the difference of life in the U.S., but I also saw the difference of life in the Caribbean. And then 2 years later, my mom took me to Grenada, which is where she's from. And then right then and after I came back, I realized how enriched I am, as a culture, as a person, but within family and within history. And I think that is when I realized, being Caribbean is dope.
It really is.
Yes, it's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I feel like it's my superpower, right? Being Caribbean is my superpower. I can stand into any room. I can walk into any room, and because of my Caribbeanness, which is my word, I can dominate anything. I can dominate anything, take on anything. So being Caribbean is a vibe. David, you would agree, yes?
Yes, I think being Caribbean is a big vibe. I'm curious though. When she was in the midst of dancing, did she make a lot of money while she was a very popular dancer? Did she make a lot of money? Did she transform it into monetary fundings?
Well, like I said, at the time, I could say I made average. I could say I was making more than I was making at my 9 to 5. I was doing that. That's true. Good. Yeah. As far as monetizing it, at that time, I didn't know how to monetize it. I mean, I was young. I was 20-something years old, touring around the world, getting the experience of what celebrities get, Well,
let's back up a bit, right? Yeah. At that age, first of all, how did you get into dancing? Were you in dance clubs at school, or how did you get into dancing? And then take us, how did you get into dancing with Tony Matterhorn and touring the world with him?
Girl, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
David too. All right, so I've been dancing since I was in the womb. I always say that. I've been dancing since I was in my mom's womb. My mother was a party person back in the days, and she used to party at all them big clubs in Brooklyn.
Biltmore Ballroom,
all of those, name it. Yes. Basement parties, and then my family always used to keep parties as well too, like basement parties back in the day. So me coming out her womb, she taking me to all these events, and I'm dancing in events. So it led her into putting me into dancing school. So I started studying dance at an early age, at 5. I was doing ballet, I was doing tap, I was doing modern, you name it, African. I was doing all those things, not realizing how it shaped me into becoming a great dancer as I got older. So that gave me my foundation. And then fast forward, I would be in school. Like I would go to after school programs, dance programs. I would do step. And I'm like, Mommy, I really want to do this. She's like, well, if you want to do it, then come on, let's do it. Yeah. I remember my first big show was at BAM. I was 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's a girl. I performed at BAM. I didn't even realize until I got older how big of a deal it was. Yes. So I performed at BAM when I was 5. And then continuing on throughout school, I realized okay, I want to take this further, but how can I take my style with my Caribbean style and mix it, but also make something out of it? But I'm growing up, of course, it was hip hop dancers, but I didn't know how to get into that because it was so hard to get in the industry. So of course, dancehall music is playing in my house, reggae music is playing in my house, soca, I grew up on all of that. that. And I remember watching a video. I don't remember where I watched this video, and I saw dancers in the video. And I'm saying to myself, like, wait, hold up. I know these people in the video. Come to find out, people who I went to school with.
Okay.
So they started telling me about Flex in Brooklyn. So I started going to Flex in Brooklyn at that time. That was for all the young teenagers. And then I started realizing, like, okay, everybody's meeting up, getting together, they forming groups. So I started talking to different groups, but I'll tell you one thing you would never believe. I was shy at the time.
No. I don't believe
You never
that.
believe it. I was
No.
shy. So I was so shy, like, okay, how do I get in? How do I get in? And then one of the guys on my block, I'll never forget him, me and him was talking, and I was like, yo, I want to dance. Like, I feel like I want to dance, but I want to do like dancehall, because dancehall just got this vibe with the music and everything. So he was like, oh, it's so funny you say that. We trying to form a group.
Oh.
You want to join? So I said, sir, absolutely I want to join. But then I started realizing, wait, I'm the only girl.
It was
all guy group. So I'm like, I'm the only, and that's the group I came a part of, was called Face Off. So I'm like, I'm the only girl. Where's the other girls? Why is it just me? But I didn't realize how much of an advantage I had. So when I started rehearsing with them, started practicing with them, you know, that's when I started like getting more and more into it. And I started watching like different groups from Brooklyn, different groups from Queens. And I started watching Pasa Pasa videos. Then I started watching all the videos, Dirty Friday.
Oh my God.
I started watching all those videos, and I still even watch hip hop too at the same time, because I wanted to make my style into where it's versatile, blend everything where it's versatile. So I was still think out the box as well. And then as I got on to touring with Matterhorn, how that happened was a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, she's like a sister to me still. We're like this still to this very day. She said to me, you know, so I know somebody that can, you know, take your career to the next level. I'm like, okay, not thinking of it, because I just love dancing. It's fun to me. So she said, listen, next week, Monday, put on your clothes, make sure you have on your dancing clothes, put on your sneakers, everything. We gonna dance. I said, we gonna dance. She said, yes, we gonna dance, but I'm gonna bring somebody to watch you. So I said, watch me? She was like, audition for you. She said, no, just come. She said, just come. I said, all right. I got there. It literally was a woman sitting in the room, and I was in BMCC at the time.
Oh, wow.
And we found an open classroom with no classes. There was no classes for the day. And this lady was sitting there behind the desk. Never forget her. She's sitting there, and she's like, okay, how are you? I said, how are you? Nice to meet you. And then she's like, okay, well, I'm from VIP Connected, and I would like to, I'm looking for dancers.
Oh, is it about Lexi?
Lexi.
Oh my God, Lex, good morning. So Lexi scouted you?
So Lexi scouted me.
Oh my God.
So when Lexi scouted me, next thing I know, I get a call a week later. Can you come down to my office? We want to like to talk to you about some future opportunities.
Oh my God. I did not know this. This is so great.
So when I got to her office, I see big contract, and I'm like, wait. Let me read over this. I'm like 20-something years old.
That's right, because Lex was managing Matterhorn at the time.
Exactly. So when Lexi gave me the contract, I'm not gonna lie, I went home and I had somebody else who's professional read over it and everything. Not saying nothing bad, but you always have to read something before you sign it.
Yes, of course, without a doubt.
So read over it. My friend, also my next friend, she knows about business, so she also was there, and she said, listen, this is what you're going to do. You're going to mail it back to yourself. You're going to do, like, she's telling me all the proper right, for regulations and for anything in the future happens. So that's what I did. And then I landed my deal with Matterhorn.
Oh, wow.
And it's so funny, because along the way, landing my deal with Matterhorn, I ended up doing David's show, which was Madison Square Garden, Barry Simon and Butcher show.
Did you know that, David?
No.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Oh my God!
But you know what? I had Matterhorn on one of those shows at Madison Square Garden.
So that's probably one of the shows.
And that was the show I was on. It was me and
the show you had.
Yep.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
Buju Barris, Madison Square Garden. Matterhorn was on that show. That's
that, and that's a huge stage.
Yeah, girl.
That is a big venue.
Sin, I tell you, to this day, I don't know what I was looking at.
Oh my God!
It was
people.
It was just people. It was just lights. It was just hot. I was just like, okay, I blacked out. And normally, when I start dancing, I go into this zone to like keep myself there. And to this day, all I can remember me going.
You are correct.
Yes,
Lexi, exactly.
You got to put this. You got to get some time, like extra time, to make this girl show a showcase. Then she's going to come on with Matterhorn. I said, no, Lexi, who the hell is this girl? Lexi's like, David, I'm telling you, and here you are now. Look at this. This is crazy.
No,
I would have never imagined in a million years
Yeah.
that she's the lady that was on the show with Matterhorn.
What a huge opportunity, man.
Yes, I'm telling you, like.
And David, let's say thank you for. I know how promoters can get,
Yes.
right? Especially with new people, they don't know people, and that, you know.
Right.
Listen,
You ain't sell a ticket in his mind. You ain't sell a ticket. You ain't contribute nothing.
You ain't promote my
And you on my stage,
right? And we even have social media back then, so we couldn't promote anything.
Exactly.
It was just word of mouth.
So, David, thank you, sir, for allowing Crystal to be on your stage.
I would say thank you to David. Thank you very much. I wanted that.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Thank
I'm
you
sorry.
to Buju. Thank you very much. Thank you to Barris. Thank you very much. Thank you to Madison Square Garden.
Right. Thank you to everybody. It was such a great night. I would say that I was in shock. This is what I remember. I remember Buju walking behind me. And I remember standing on the side by myself, and I remember them saying, it was so much people backstage on the side of the stage, and I remember they were like, okay, you're on. And I just came, like, I didn't see nobody else after that. I just went on
After you
stage.
heard on, that was it.
When I heard on, I went straight to the stage. I don't know if I heard ooh, ah, hoo, la. I don't know nothing. All I know, I just said perform, and I'm just doing what I love. And then afterwards, I came back over and backstage, and I remember going to the corner asking for water and a towel. That's all I remember. But it was a great, beautiful night. Like, just being in my element, you know, being around showcasing the talent.
And that night cemented kind of what you knew you wanted to do.
Yes.
Wow. David, look at you. Look at you affording people, helping them with their purpose. I love that for you, David.
That's crazy. And you know that we sold out 10 shows with Buju at Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
And we did the last show before he went away. So he did our show, and then he was, you know, locked up after that. And that's why Buju said, the last person that I performed in New York with was David Levy before I went away. And when I come out, the first person I'm going to perform in New York City will be with David Levy.
And you know, these type of stories are stories that we need to be sharing, right? Yes. These are a part of our history, and then making sure that we're telling these stories so that the youth, a young dancer, a young promoter, a young broadcaster, a young business owner that is on their way saying, you know what, I don't think I can do this. But yes, you absolutely can. There's a David Levy out there that's going to give you a chance. There's a Crystal out there that's going to give you a chance. There's a Lexi out there that's going to give you a chance. There's a Sin out there. Yes, good morning to you, Lexi. Well, funny story. And we're talking about Lexi and first. My first public speaking event was up at the University of Syracuse, and that was Lexi that contracted me for that many years ago. So Lexi, kudos to you. Thank you for bussing people. Because Lexi's a busser. She's a manager. All the things. Everything that you can think of. And I saw her just the other day, still in the media, still doing what she loves. And let me tell you guys something. You see what we do here, what David has been doing for the past 3 decades, what we've been doing here up Irie Jam for the past 3 decades. This is a passion. Right? We're surviving, but by no means are we getting rich off of this work. We love this. This runs courses through our veins. And so you
got to get up 4 o'clock in the morning.
Look here.
Yo, this is the morning, right? This is the morning. I woke up, right? I woke up, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, it's dark. It's this. I'm like, he says, oh, it's only 3:30, 4 o'clock. I threw the phone away. I went back to sleep. You got to get up again. You're going to take your shower, and then sometimes you get up, you don't even know you're sleeping. You don't even know you're up. You're confused.
It's a struggle. I'm telling you, it is a struggle. And if ever you hit that snooze and go back to bed, judgment. Okay,
forget it.
Forget about it. All right. So, Crystal, talk to us. How did you get the name Milkshake?
Ooh.
Is that too early for morning radio?
No. Just kidding. All right. So Milkshake came from a T-shirt. A T-shirt that I did not recognize what it said. I just thought it was pretty. I thought it was cute, and I needed to go. That night I was going to my school. School had a party. BMCC at the time. They had parties like once for every first Friday every month. Went to the party, and they had a new song by Elephant Man at that time called Chaka Chaka. That's the reading. Yes. Chaka Chaka. That song just came out. And I remember I knew the dance because I made sure I wanted to know the dance before I reached. So I practiced everything, got there. So the DJ's like, hey, anybody know how to do Chaka Chaka? So of course everybody looking at me, pointing at me. Because
you're the dancer.
Crystal, go. Whatever. I said, I was like, all right. So I went. Did the dance, everything. The DJ said, yo, ya bud. What your name? I stood there stuck. I was like, do I tell him it's Crystal? What do I tell him? I don't tell him. What do I say? This is my brain. What do I say? What do I say? Anyhow, he looked at my shirt. He said, you know what? We'll call it Milkshake. Scrap off the vanilla, the chocolate. We'll call it Milkshake. That's the name. Just like that. He said, that's the name going forward. And from that day, everybody in my school, and it just spread. My name was Milkshake that day, and that's been ever since.
So going on tour, you a Milkshake.
I've been Milkshake ever since.
Wow.
I'm curious. What did your mother say when she found out that your name was Milkshake?
She said, why that name? Well, you couldn't pick something else? Milkshake? You couldn't pick something else?
Good morning to you, Bobby. Good morning to you. Now, you let's talk about Daville and choreographing Wine Ya Wine. That was a major hit.
Yes, girl, it was. So I remember getting a call from the Kevin Crown.
Good morning to you, Kevin. Somewhere touring the world.
Right. Got a call from Kevin, and Kevin said, listen, I got a gig for you. I said, okay. He was like, be ready. It's going to be in 2 weeks. I'm going to give the manager your phone number. Her name is Jay. All right. I said, okay, bye. At the time, that was Daville manager. I said, okay. Next thing you know, I get a phone call the next day, and she's like, hey, I would like to meet you. I heard so much great things about you. I heard you was Tony Matterhorn. I heard you do so much stuff. Definitely, I need somebody for this project. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, it wasn't just a video shoot project. It was a project. Like, me and her sat together and created the whole entire theme for the video. We also created auditions. We did auditions, we did production, we did everything. And I also did the choreography. And it was taken so seriously to the point where we did rehearsals. We had a club. We had, when I tell you the whole production, the whole everything, me and her did that together. And we had to form a relationship. And from that, she was saying, yo, you something. She said, I like how you work. She said, you something. I like how you work. She said, you're going to be something later on in life. She said, it's just something about you and your energy. So she said, make sure Sunday be there, 1 o'clock. I was there from like 12:30. I always get to places early, seek out the scene. And I was able to create that choreography for that video for Daville and the dancers. So she and I picked out the dancers. We did everything.
You're part of the entire process.
We did. I wasn't entirely. I didn't know I was even going to be a part of that process. Wow. I thought I was just going to just choreograph, be on the set, film, and go home.
Wow.
I was so. I could say I was grateful for that because that was my first time actually doing a whole production like that.
Wow. You've mentored youth at Brook. I'm not just going to talk about as you're now kind of maturing into your on your journey, right? Of dance and in media. Do you see it fit to give back to the youth, to choreograph with them or to teach them? Talk to us about your mentorship.
It's funny you asked me that because this is a thought that's been in my mind for the past few years. I actually did tap into it a little bit, but I didn't go full force. One of the things I always wanted to do was help dancers with the mindset to have when you're going into the business. I've also I've taught some dancers that as well. I've also this is, like I said, this is a thought process, but something I want to do in the future is be able to help dancers understand the mindset. Like I said, the mindset you have to have, the way you go into the business, how you have to be, how you present yourself, and also to knowing what it takes to be that dancer, because everything is not always going to be peaches and cream all the time.
Right.
Everything is not always going to be, I want to sleep today. Unfortunately, sometimes that does not happen. I also want to show dancers that sometimes, yes, you have to take care of your body, because if you don't, it will break down on you, and also listen to your body. And as a person who loves the gym myself, even I have to tell myself too, and I do listen to my body. Like if I'm tired today, I'm not going to work out today. And that's something that I want to build into that mentorship and have a program, of course, in the future to show dancers this is what it takes to become the type of dancer, or what you have to do to push yourself, to get yourself into the place you need to be. A couple of dancers I mentored in Georgia when I was living in Atlanta for a little while, and a lot of them was asking me like, I see you did a lot of big things, but how did you do, what did you do? And I just told them like, this is what you have to do. You have to practice, you have to rehearse. Even if you don't have people rehearsing with you, you have to rehearse by yourself, on your own. I also tell dancers that too. Also, you have to understand, if you want to make it, you have to be first time, you have to stand out. And one thing, especially in the industry, especially it depends on what industry you're going to, especially if you're going to like hip hop, you have to be continuously practicing, continuously going, perfecting the craft, going to classes, watching what you eat. And that's one thing.
You know what's funny is when we look at videos and go to concerts, we don't see how much work goes into the performance, right? The dancers that come and they're in the background, and we're just saying, oh, they look good. It looks, you know, there's a lot of work, a lot of mindset work. When you look at somebody like a Beyonce, even like a Tony Matterhorn, because when Tony Matterhorn went out on oh my gosh, did the album. He went out on tour, right? He was everywhere, and just having to go to these different cities, flying. Suppose you had a fear of flying, eating properly, all these things. We don't take into consideration all the things that goes into a production like that. And so, one, thank you. I see your arms. Your arms are toned. Right now, I need to get to you're making me feel bad. I gotta get to the gym.
I was observing her arms too.
Yeah, those arms are kind of toned there, Milkshake.
Well, I mean, thank you. Anytime you're ready, we can set this up.
That will be coming down by you and we going to the gym.
Okay, Milkshake.
Yes.
When you got two Caribbean parents, right?
Yes.
Which one was more accepting of you doing this, and which one was the one who says, "Hell no, you need to go to school and study to be a doctor"?
I'll be honest with you. Both of them, okay, mom and dad did not have an issue with what I was doing. Not at all. Mom was.
Well, you're lucky.
Yes, I know, right? True. But I would say with the twist is this, though. Mom really wanted me to be a nurse.
That sounds about right.
Mom wanted me to be a nurse, and I kept saying to her, I don't want to be a nurse. I worked in a hospital before. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And she would say, all right, do your thing. And then when she see if let's just say I take a hiatus from dancing, which I've done before where I needed a break. All right, dancing finished, so no, you have to go back to work. Make sure, or you need to go back to school. Then she would start that talk again. Yes. But while I was doing it, she didn't have an issue with it because she see how much I loved it. My father is not the crowd type of person. He don't like being around a lot of people like that. I mean, he will be around a lot of people, not say like that, but he's the type of person where he's very reserved. Let me say that. So you're not gonna catch my father at a show.
Oh no!
No.
He never come to see you dance?
He never came to see me dance.
Really?
My father is he just don't that's his him.
That's thing.
He's he's one of them Jamaicans that's very cool and collected. He's funny though. If you meet him, you think he's the most outgoing person in the world, but that's just not him. He's very reserved. He like his space. But if I say, Daddy, you have to come, Daddy, come on. Come on, man. And he's like, all right. The day he will come. But I never had an issue with them. They know I loved it. Both of them did know I loved it. They did support it.
That's great.
They both used to always say, all right. Like one time my father made a joke. I say, yeah, Miss Milkshake, marry you.
That's important, and kudos to them because definitely like my parents, and a lot of parents, you know, and I guess it's a generation thing. You're either going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something or a nurse, right? And it was you're going to do this and do this alone. I don't care what you think you want to do. This is what you're going to do. So kudos to them for allowing you to follow the path that you wanted. So not just dancing. Now you're going into interviewing. You're going more into the media side of the entertainment. How did that happen?
So the transition happened. Well, I won't say it's a transition. The reason I'm going to say that because back in 2005, it just dropped in my lap. I was at a band launch and the host for some reason didn't show up. Didn't call, nothing. And I remember the event organizer, she was literally just asking, I need a host, guys, I need a host. My host didn't come in and I'm freaking out and can somebody help me? And my friend looked at me and said, oh, Milkshake could do it. I said, who? I said, me? I said, nah. I never liked talking in front of people. That was just never I always had stage fright when it comes to, not stage fright in dancing, but stage fright of talking, public speaking. Never liked it. I was always shy, always scared. And that night, my friend said, no, you're going to do it. You got it. You got what it takes. You got the personality. Go out there, just do it. And I'm just like, all right, so now I'm shaking. I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I don't know what to say. Anyway, so I just said a prayer. And I took a deep breath and I said, go girl, you got this.
Yes.
And after that,
and you did.
It just stemmed from that. And then I started getting opportunities. People started asking me, hosting their baby showers, host their weddings. My cousin called me, can you host my wedding?
Oh, wow.
And another cousin called me from Grenada, my mom's side, can you host my wedding? And then I'm getting all these calls. So I'm saying to myself, okay, do I take this on? But mind you, didn't take it on. It's 2019 is when I said, oh yeah, I need to do this.
Yeah, you need to pursue this more.
I need to pursue this more.
And we're talking about interviewing persons like Beres Hammond, Patrice Roberts, like so many people that you have had the opportunity to interview, all because you believed in yourself, said that prayer, and went out there and did it.
Yes.
What is next for Milkshake? Are we going by Milkshake still? Or are we now Crystal?
I think. Are you still being called Milkshake?
Right, I was gonna say. Or is it just Crystal March now?
No, because people from back then who knew me as a dancer still call me that, and I don't stop people from calling me that because I feel like that was a part of my, it's a part of my journey.
Yes,
it's a part of who I am. They like to say alter ego, but it is me, right? So I don't stop people from calling me that.
What was that song that had Milkshake in it? Nas's.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, yeah, like it's better than yours, yeah, like. Oh my gosh, we got on track.
That is what comes to my mind when you hear Milkshake, that
yes,
song.
Yes.
I get that every day.
I'm sure you do.
Every time. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I said that's what they say, but I don't know about that.
What is next for Crystal?
So what's next for Crystal is working on many more projects. Actually working on a project right now surrounding Spice Mass Grenada Carnival. It's called Spice Vibe, the series, where I'm bigging up the culture, showing more about what the country means, what it is, and why Spice Mass, and why you should visit the country and the culture. Embracing my other side of my, my history, of my background, just by you interviewing different artists about the culture and let them speak on how they feel and why the culture is so important and why Caribbean culture is very important. Yes. And so my next step is to take it to Grenada and Spice Mass, because I am going to Spice Mass, and be able to show more about Grenada, show more videos, do more interviews, even more with like some band leaders, even community organizers, So I want to push to bring it in that realm along with the artists. So, and then when I come back, I want to be able to finish off the series when I come here, when they have Grenada Day here on this side.
Nice.
And are you going to do some jab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure am.
Tell our listeners where they can follow you.
So you can follow my Instagram, which is C March Media. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is also C March Media.
C March Media. People, make sure you follow her. This girl is going places. This is, I'm not going to say Generation
AKA
Next, but
C March, a.k.a. Milkshake.
A.k.a. C March, a.k.a. Milkshake. Follow her on social media. Milkshake, C March, thank you for joining us right here. Let the Cox crow. And Daville, again, thank you for giving her that bus there in Madison Square Garden, sir.
She owes me. She owes me one.
He's publishing now, right? Lexi, good morning to you. We're going to jump to a quick commercial break. When we come back, more right here. Let the Cox crow. Irie Jam Radio.